I remember to snap this time. Just to give a few comments on this recent video that came out for the game, because some people like these videos, and this video did show off a lot of the stuff I've actually talked about, just some examples. So let me just show some quick shit right here. Because a lot of them I'm just going to talk about because when I said I'm not too worried about the new shit in the game I'm not worried about the game being different per se. I'm worried about fundamental things that are bad for fighting games. So again, this is just more examples of like how blocking is like fucked up in this game. I just want to show this real quick. A few things more than that, but oh, gotta remember to turn off this sound. So again, Maze at zero guard, whatever. I guess it's called risk. I don't know what the fuck this is called. I never call things by their real name, generally speaking, right? So she's at zero, right? Look how much Chips Hard just did right there. Chips Hard did more than half that little thing, basically, right? I know it goes up a little bit there, but whatever. So just his hard on the ground did that much, right? So boom, boom, quick little string. Look how much her guard went up, right? But now let's go back again because, and I'm just showing this because it's so stupid. Like maybe it's like one of those ideas like why would someone on the internet lie to you or why would someone lie to you? But this idea that like, oh, it's so risky, yeah, you can block DPs in the air with anything or you can block grounded normals without FDing, but it's so risky. It's so risky. You know what I mean? So, but look at this. May's guard is at zero, right? She blocks a late DP. She blocked a DP that is so risky, people are trying to say. Basically coping, they just, I don't know, whatever, Greg, some coping mechanism, a video game coping mechanism. We need to have like a sit down talk, powwow intervention for you, I guess. But anyway, his DP in the air did less than a hard on the ground. But didn't you just tell me that DPs were so risky to block in the air because your risk is going up? Your guard meter's fucked to block any kind of ground normals or DPs in the air. And then again, what's I said? I remember this DP is pretty late too, right? This is not like a super like early hitting DP either. Am I at the right place? Where did it happen? The chip. Oh, wait, sorry, I went a little bit too far. My fad. My fad. I can't speak English, right? The DP. Look at this. She's already recovered. Jesus fucking Christ, you guys. She has already recovered before Chipp. And people were trying like, it's so risky. It's so risky. Like that's why I said, like, I'm not worried about the game being different. I'm worried about bullshit fundamental changes. What are people talking about? Like, it's so risky to block DPs though now. No, it's not. Well, why is that? She recovered before Chipp, dude. This is just stupid. That's bad game design, okay? That is just terrible game design. And actually, actually looking at it, a lot of the footage, I'm not dissecting it too much, just things popping up to me. It almost looks like every move just has no matter what you do, there's always just like a set frame or two or whatever it is right when you land that you have recovery and then it's like done. No matter what the move, no matter whatever. Actually, fuck, I forgot to write down. There's an example in this. There's actually an example. I forgot to write it down in the Kai video where Potemkin blocks like a forward punch really low to the ground. Kai does forward punch and then he does fireball with Potemkin point blank on the ground. I forgot to write down the time, but you could look at it. Potemkin recovers before the fireball hits him. Watch the footage. Point blank, dude. Point blank forward punch on in the air to fireball, and Potemkin recovered before the fireball hit him, even though they were like right next to each other. So I'm thinking it almost looks like they just added just a set amount of recovery no matter what happens. Maybe they added it because they're worried about because fuzzy guard is so people don't want this fuzzy guard off of jumps, which again, like I said last video, a little bit of video game history lesson. People that actually probably don't even remember, just new into game, probably don't remember the person who originally explained how fuzzy guard worked, even off of jumping all this kind of shit, actually was me back in the day when I was winning all those tournaments as a kid. That's how fucking old I am. I'm still kind of young, but yeah. How many people remember that? That's a long time ago. But the point is, a game like Guilty Gear that can have so many drastically, auto or instant blocking in the air, FDing in the air, whatever. And remember, FDing to blocking in the air when you land, different fuzzy guard setups work actually in Guilty Gear. It's actually quite a bit of difference. But it almost looks like in this game, there's just a set amount of stun no matter what you do. And some of the times it just looks absolutely ridiculous because in some of the footage you can see a character blocking a move in the air just and then into a special and they actually recover before the special they even have to block the special and it's like whoa dude, that's insane. I should have written down that Chip. Oh, I know I haven't really commented too much on Chip because Chip is a character that I do like. My opinion on Chip so far, and I do think Chip actually he's cool. He actually looks like he uses the game system pretty interestingly with because of the wall and everything. But Chip to me kind of reminds me of Johnny in Xrd, or was it Revelator? And by that I mean that Chip seems like a cool character if he was an EX character. That's my opinion. Like it's like, oh, it's kind of a new spin on Chip. Like if this was like if they ever added EX modes to characters, you know what I mean? Chip looks kind of cool. He looks like a cool like EX version of Chip. Like I'm not against him. He looks kind of different, kind of fun, whatever. Fuck my titties, right? I'm gonna show you some other things. So let's look at this. Let's more look at this block. How like terrible this is. What is this? Hopefully this is the right correct thing. I want you to look how much block damage Kai Super does, right? Ooh boy, damn. What was that? Like a jab, maybe? Maybe a jab, right? And he started now look at this. Where's on 7? Now look at this. This just goes to show you like the kind of like illogicalness of the blocking in this game right now. So we've already established Super Fireball does just a little pinch of block damage right now. Look at this. Look at this. He's gonna do this and he's gonna FD this one to not take block damage. That's now. First of all, that's actually awesome because that's actually one of the problems in Guilty Gear beforehand. I don't think that you took enough. I don't think FD cost enough meter when you were blocking special moves before. Or trying to get rid of block damage. So look at that. That took away a lot. That took away like 40% of his shit, right? That's actually pretty cool. I'm glad it took that much away. But the problem is, we've seen that the block. What did he have to do that? Because you can't die from block damage. And look at the block damage it did. So you're telling me the Potemkin actually he almost lost half. He almost lost half his meter to block a jab worth of block damage. But you can't die from block damage in this game anyway. Do you see like a conundrum there? Like that's absolutely retarded. I'll show you another thing here. Man, I wish I should have wrote. I forgot to write it down. It's in these matches though, but you can see that forward punch. It's terrible, man. He blocks that forward punch, and they're right next to each other, and he recovers before him, dude. Wow, that was terrible. I can't believe I didn't write that down. But what was this? What am I at? 533. I get another example of man. Oh shit, he's gonna block a DP, right? Oh, that's my chicken done. But look at this. He blocked a DP. Oh man, so risky. So risky. Oh shit. Oh, Potemkin's already recovered before Kai. Kai isn't even facing the right fucking way yet. Do you realize right now in this game there's probably gonna be situations where dudes just like purposely like chicken block a move or something like that and then punish you nonstop. Like, of course, that can happen, no matter what. Obviously, there's situations where, yeah, you can do that normally, right? But the idea here, though, is that you should not be able to like do that versus a DP, versus an anti-air, right? To such an easy extent. Potemkin's already moonwalking backwards. Kai doesn't even know. Kai's like, where the fuck am I, dude? Twilight Zone. What the fuck have video games become, dude? He's about to run off the screen, dude. Dizzy. I don't know if he's fucking dizzy. Hopefully he's fucking around with all right. He's got daddy issues. I don't know about that, right? What about this? Just another example of that DP. Oh, this shows that I don't like I said, I don't like. So he's like, he wasn't exactly in the corner. He was going towards mid screen, but look at this. He's super and he just lose. Like, do you realize like so the match is going to get reset to neutral here, but do you realize if he would have been a step back, he would have hit the super and had corner pressure. I really don't like supers breaking walls. Like I said, walls to me are really when I first saw walls were in this game in the first try, I was like, oh, this might be like a new spin on video games. This might be really interesting. And then when I saw how walls are working now, I kind of feel like I can kind of see where they're going, but more so than just in good faith to pick between damage and, media text, whatever the case. You know what I mean? It just feels like it kind of feels like a way to just have anyone be able to mash a button and be able to get a corner combo. Like, I don't know. I really hope they rework some of the corner. Like, I haven't thought about the game that much actually to think about how I would do it, but exactly to give you a good example. But I'm really the wall stuff is really iffy to me right now still. Let's see this, and this is I know I showed this before. I think I was talking about this, right? Because was this what I was talking about in the remember I was saying like people are talking about how there's going to be no Oki in this game, and this is exactly what I said in the first video. Well, if characters always have to go to a certain position, look at this, like, okay, well, he can't roll forward. He has to roll in there to get that. So then Kai, if the guy would have been faster, he could have air dashed in, right? Not just run. There's no way for the guy to go. So there's going to be tons of like meaty setups. And just like even when you're in the air, the dude has to go down. It's not like he can roll forward. So you're in the air. Who knows? Maybe you can Shinakuma in this game. Obviously, I haven't seen anyone try. Maybe that's too advanced for people to be doing or whatever. But hey, you hit instead of like saying this game, old game of Kai, you jump up, you hit a kick or a jab, then you do slash, jump slash, hard slash, DP, whatever. Well, if you can't exactly get air combos like that, remember, just do a couple hits of your air combo. The guy has to roll back. There's no other place for them to go. So then you just jump in, go high or low. It's the same. Like, I don't know why people are saying there's going to be no Kazumi or whatever. I fucking hate that word, but it's very obvious to me. And there's a clear example that I was given before, right? And then here's another example, like when I was saying, like, oh, there's not going to be any high-low mix-up. Well, look at this. He kicks some right, and then he goes low, and then he goes back in, and it's still combos, right? So, and there was other videos before where Chipp, the guy blocked an attack after he did the RC. Then Chipp did his overhead attack, and the timer was still on the screen that allowed him to then link off the overhead attack that you normally can't do. So the idea that there's not going to be any low mix-ups or anything like that never made sense because of the way the RC system works, like I was saying, like, well, you notice which way the guy is blocking. There even, potentially is going to be like, like the ground kind of fuzzy guard kind of stuff. If you notice the guy is blocking, he blocks the first hit standing. You know what I mean? Whatever, dude. There's tons of, like I said, I can't appreciate a lot of the ways that people were saying, oh, this won't work, whatever. And even Soul did this thing, like another very obvious thing. Let's see. I think it was that. What was this kind of stuff? Like, I know when people were saying there's going to be like, again, just to show the way the RCs work in this game. What do you do? Like slash slash boom. But even remember, even if that wasn't a combo, even if you're just blocking, you know what I mean? You still get a mix up from the RC like that because the guy is like frozen for a little bit and they're frozen in the animation that they're in. And so if you notice the guy is standing or block or low, you can adjust accordingly. Or even like I said, one of the videos earlier, you saw Chipp. He was the dude blocked an attack while he's RC. Then he went for his overhead, and this timer was still going long enough that it allowed him to then link off the overhead attack. Anyway, besides all that, like I said, that's all pretty obvious stuff and stuff I've talked about before. So it just kind of shows how it is. And like I said, I'm worried about the corner stuff. But again, one of the problems with this game right now to me is not that the game is drastically different. It's the fundamentals of the game worry me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was never worried about a game being totally different per se. It's the fundamentals of the game look kind of fucked up to me. And I'm also worried because if we're to think about this game, in a sense, when something is basic, that doesn't have to mean that it's not complicated, right? Because Street Fighter, like, and I'm giving this example. If we're to think about that this game is basic right now, right? You know what I mean? About what you can do. There's shit you can do, but the thing about Street Fighter is Street Fighter in its basicness, there's still 6 attacks. There's 6 buttons. There's still 6 versions of those attacks when you're close. There's all these neutral jumping versions of the attack, not just, horizontal, right? Guilty Gear only has so many buttons. There's only one close normal. There's no neutral jumping different versions of the attacks. Not every special move has 3 different versions. So that is something that worries me about Guilty Gear when it's perhaps potentially, in some sense, more simple, quotation marks, because there's just not as many fucking moves for you to do stuff with at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, like Kai only has 1 speed of his fireball in this game, not even 2, like he's had since Slash. You know what I mean? Well, I guess he didn't have it in X-Ride, right? But so that's certain things that worry about me too, because it's like I don't mind the game being more basic, but at the end of the day, Guilty Gear is a game that has less buttons as well, so there's kind of less ways you can switch it up. You know what I mean? There's less ways to find this move works better versus this move. This move works better versus this move. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Anyway, like I said, corner stuff still worries me because the ratio of why something, yeah, whatever, dude. Anyway, don't want to talk too much more about the game. I've already talked about it enough, I guess, but those were just some observations. I feel like a lot of easy stuff that I was talking about before was shown in this video quite simply what I was talking about, so that's why I just talked about it. And like I said, I'm still worried about the fundamentals of the game mostly, you know what I mean? I'm worried that not everything in this game is good faith right now, and that maybe some of the stuff is just, there to make someone feel good like they're doing something. But, you know, yeah, the end, I guess.